Welcome to Berwick Mitsubishi. My name's Mark. I'm going to take you for a walk around our 2012 HSV Clubsport Series 3 today. Notice we start at the front of the car. It does have daytime running lamps as standard. Got our driving lights directly below the daytime running lamps. HID headlights. Really tough looking front of the car. This car, obviously chrome HSV badge in the centre. Move around, fitted with factory 19-inch alloy wheels. High performance brakes. We've got our indicators just in the side of the guards here. The distinctive HSV badging. Finished in switchblade is the colour that HSV call it. A really nice metallic silver. You notice the Juco presents in stunning order. Unscuffed alloys on the right hand side of the car and plenty of tread on those tyres as well. As we move around to the rear of the car, once again similar to the front, really tough looking car. All our chrome badging. It is the R8 Series 3. We'll speak about performance shortly. We've got our twin chrome exhaust pipes. Is fitted with factory reverse sensors, also factory reverse camera, which we'll touch on a little bit later. You notice the clear tail lamps as well. Just overall, and once again, presents really well. Unscuffed around the boot, the rear spoiler, the bumper. As we move down the left-hand side of the car, the consistency remains the same with this particular car, in really good order. Struggle to find a mark actually on the Juco. I will make note of just one small blemish on the alloy wheels on the left-hand side of the car. A little bit of gutter rash on the front one, which you know, does occur, but once again, very minor cosmetic stuff. Overall presentation of this car, as you can see exterior wise, in really good order. Credit to the previous owner, the way they've treated it so far. Let's talk about performance, and a lot to like about these cars. This particular version, being the Series 3, pushes out 317 kilowatts, 550 Newton meters of torque. So if you're looking for performance, this car will get you to 100 Ks from 0 in 4.9 seconds. Not that we would endorse actually doing that. At the same time, it'll produce 13.7 litres combined per 100 Ks fuel consumption. So based on a 71 litre tank, still going to get in excess of 500 Ks to a tank of fuel. They were a limited edition build, the HSV Clubsport, build number 1504. So they also had the distinctive plate to indicate it was a limited production when they were built. Yeah. So just around to the rear of the car, access to the boot, two ways, just off your remotes. Notice both factory keys, that's important as well. Really roomy area of storage space in the back. And obviously just go in here, alloy wheel for the spare, and don't know that that's been on the car actually. Nearly 100% tread. Tucked right away. As you can see, just down through the middle, we have dropped the middle section of the seat. In case you need that extra storage room, you can run items all the way through. It also acts as just a little lunch table and cup holder if you've only got 2 passengers in the rear as well. So here we are in the cockpit of the clubby now, and we'll just run through a lot of the instrumentation. There's a fair bit of info to get through in this car. Just starting on the right hand side here, we do have light sensitive headlights. Set them to auto and you're done and dusted, don't have to worry about it ever again. Factory cruise control on our indicator stalk. We do have height and reach adjustable steering, so set it up so you're nice and comfy, ready to go. It's actually set in position for me. We do have on our right hand side here volume control for our audio. This does also act as your Bluetooth button for pickup and hanging up of phone calls. Simple matter of just pressing the little toggle switch in or out to accept or disengage calls. Navigation button on the bottom here. This button here feeds us all of our performance information, which we'll actually come back to shortly when we run through all of the detailed information on our multi-function screen in the middle. On our left hand side, trip computer just to run through performance indicators once again. Range to empty, indicates our tyre pressures on our little screen in the centre there. obviously, and it will tell you as they alter when you're driving. Just indicates our nav up there as well if we want to. Current mileage, 113,000 Ks, which for a car of this style and performance, those Ks are nothing. Up above that, our audio button. Audio, basically, that'll take you between AM, FM, CD, pre-tuned music, or CD as well. Also, obviously, factory Bluetooth with audio streaming automatically. We'll just take you to your audio streaming simply at the press of a button. I've actually turned my Bluetooth off, so it doesn't actually pick my phone up at the moment. And then just to the left of that, this little button here will just flick between radio stations. Will also act to flick between songs on your iPhone or your iPod when you've got your audio streaming running as well. Just standard wipers on our left hand side, kept that pretty simple. Move to the centre section now, and as I mentioned, fair bit to talk about. Fitted with satellite navigation from factory, really accurate navigation. This is us, Kangan Drive in Berwick, really clear indication. Also fitted with reverse camera, as we mentioned earlier. We're actually filming this car in a bit of shade because it's fairly sunny outside, as you can see by the really accurate image you get when you've selected reverse. Pop it back into park now. With the screen on the dash here, multi-function screen, basically your configuration just lets you set up all your Bluetooth and everything. When I mentioned earlier the performance indicators on this car, it is truly a performance motor car. As we mentioned, build number 1504 automatically takes us to screen 1, so it's indicating our power and torque. You can watch exactly what the car's doing when you're driving it. Obviously, bearing in mind you should be really keeping your eyes on the road. Then we move to fuel economy. It does give us a stopwatch and lap mode, obviously set up. If you ever got the opportunity to take this car around Bathurst, which I'd love to, you can actually run your lap speeds. It will feed you all the diagnostics of the car as well, just through a logging status in the glove box, and then the download with your USB. So a lot to like. You can basically build all of performance. Gives you your performance indicators as far as stability control goes, also G-forces. So a lot of these things you would do if you did get the opportunity to take it around a racetrack. Understeer, oversteer, so it gives you the dynamics as well. And then move to another screen where it'll just take you through basically a manual version of what revs it's putting out, and as it's automatically running between gear, your accelerating and braking percentages as well. So fairly exciting setup, a lot of info built into these cars from factory. Obviously our R8 Clubsport badging. Down here our main controls for our audio unit. Although I find I never need to use those, you can control everything off the steering wheel. We do have dual zone climate control air conditioning. Obviously set it to whatever temperature you're comfortable with, hit your auto button and you're done. We do have a manual traction control button here if you want to turn the traction control off. Obviously not really that beneficial. We'll just remove the little remote from my garage door at home. Does need a new button on it, but that's immaterial. A manual lock and unlock button for our doors. All of our controls for our outer power mirrors, and then all of our electric window controls, armed with a disable switch as well if you don't want the kids to play with them. You notice how impressive the finish is. It might look like it's a little bit busy, the interior, but all fairly well functional for what the car is. Last one just up the top there, just get rid of a little bit of dust there. Might have to have a word to our detailer later. Just measuring obviously battery voltage, oil pressure. So it feeds you all the information you want, which we'll actually demonstrate a little bit later as well. Next thing I'll move on to is just the interior itself. Running through the console, obviously leather console lid, full leather interior, including the steering wheel, including the T-bar. We do have a auxiliary plug and USB plug in the actual console. Obviously I've got my cord already in there just for when I want to charge my phone when I'm in the car. As I mentioned, full leather interior. They are the proper Clubsport enhanced racing seats. Set yourself up. Driver's seat obviously is electric as far as your control for seating position goes. And then even more importantly, airbag safety, front side curtain airbags in the HSV. So that helps it achieve, based on the fact it's also armed with stability control and traction control, 5-star ANCAP safety rating. You cannot get a safer performance car. So overall, as you can see, a lot to like about. It's got, you know, pretty much in a performance car every possible feature you'd want. As I mentioned when we ran through all the information there, you've also got your disc for data. You can measure the data analysis, the way the car's performing based on who's driving it and how they're driving it. And then we go to the service history. And you notice it's servicing at every single interval, all the way from new. Really important when you're looking at investing in a performance car like this, that you see service history that is absolutely stunning. You know, the previous owner, as I mentioned, have looked after it really, really well. The other important thing to note is still under new car warranty till the 6th of July 2015. So you're looking at a car that's still coming with, you know, in excess of 8 months new car warranty. So peace of mind, you can't go wrong. Obviously the only other thing you notice in the glove box there is your lock nut. Obviously those 19-inch factory alloy wheels, quite an expensive investment, so the proper HSV lock nuts on all the wheels as well. So I thought just a few things. It was worth our while actually doing a little bit more filming while we're driving the car. A couple of important things to note with our T-Bar. You can drive it as a normal automatic, but also being a performance car, we can flick across to sports mode. Now I can flick it into sports shift while I'm actually while I'm in motion, and then it just allows us to change through the gears. If we try to change down a gear and we're at the wrong speed, it won't allow us to. Flick back into normal auto. Now if you watch your performance indicators, when you actually want to really give the car, make it perform like it's designed to, feed you all the information. Obviously we are doing this in a safe place. We are on the freeway, so we're not actually breaking the law. We're not above the speed limit, really. And as I mentioned, simple matter of me just scrolling through all the performance indicators on the car. And I'm just doing this off the steering wheel, so not actually taking my eyes off the road. It'll show you your stability control. Obviously at the moment it's fairly dormant because we're just driving in a straight line. And once again, all of the information. As I mentioned, I'm changing the screen in the middle of the dash now as well, just to run through a number of the features there. Our overspeed function is turned off at the moment. We can set it to actually audibly tell us if we're over the speed limit. It will feed us a digital printout of our speed. And then as I mentioned earlier, okay, compared to when we filmed the image of the tyre pressure indicator earlier, now that we're in motion and the wheels are getting a bit of warmth into them, it is actually altering a couple of the tyre pressures. So actually feeds you all of the information. Sat nav now to tell us we're on the Princess Highway. And then of course, you know, your trip computer, distance to empty is in there as well. So it's got everything you need. You can sit in this car at night time really and sleep in it. There's so many things to play. So really impressive. You know, this gives you a lot of information about the car. It was designed as a performance car. Obviously be mindful of the road laws wherever you are in the country, and don't break them, because there's a speed camera on every corner. Now, now that I'm touching on that, which is another feature that was built into this car from factory, it is fitted with a speed camera warning. So when it detects a fixed a fixed speed camera, which obviously if you live in Melbourne, they're everywhere. The car will actually audibly tell you you're approaching a speed camera. Not that you'd be speeding anyway, but it's certainly another feature that Holden put in the car from factory that's actually really helpful. So as we just come back onto the on-ramp to head back to Berwick Mitsubishi, we'll just flick it back into performance. And as you can see, it tells you a lot about the car, exactly what the car's doing. You've got the Newton meters of torque behind you. You've certainly got the kilowatts. Yeah, a lot to like about this car. So probably a little bit different to the way we film most of our videos. Was worthwhile taking you for a drive, show you the performance of this car. Let's recap on some really important things. 2012 Series 3 R8 Clubsport HSV, 317 kilowatts of power, 550 Newton meters of torque. You've just had a really good example of how much this car's got to give, and it had plenty more to give as well. At the same time, 13.7 litres combined per 100 Ks, in excess of 500 Ks to a tank, 5-star ANCAP safety rating, still under new car warranty. As I mentioned earlier, just compelling reasons to buy a really good example of a HSV Clubsport. Hope it's helped you get an idea of the quality. Feel free to give us a ring, 99070555. Own a real sports car.